Hello! I'm gonna show you some details on setting the stone for a wire wrapped bracelet. As you can see, I've done the first section already. There are 5 strands, which I pin vice twisted the center strand, so number 3. And there's a piece of half round wire along the edge here. And then I have a half round wire going up. This is all one piece. So I start from the bottom, wrapping upwards, bring all 10 strands together, and finishing like that. So now I'm going to do the opposite. So there's this L shape. So on this side, it's going to be an L shape going the opposite way. So it will be gathering starting here and bringing both of the strands together. So I'm just going to take the stone out, cut myself a piece of half round wire. Just going to grab the stone again and make a little bit of a 90-degree-ish type of angle in the piece of brass wire. You can see I did it on the one side. Now I'm going to do it on the other. So remember to line up with where you want the bend to be in the wire with the bottom edge of your pliers. You want that to be straight. Okay, so just bringing the wires up. Usually I just pinch it close to the stone to eyeball it, but you can use a black marker or something like that to make a little marking where you want the wire to flip up. And the wires should meet like that, so that they're right next to each other. Try to keep your wires straight. You can see up here that they're overlapping each other, but they're still not, well, they're intertwining each other, but they're not overlapping completely. They're all straight. All 5 strands sit next to each other. It's important to keep the wires nice and straight. So now it's easy for you to not only be able to see what's going on, but for them to sit right next to each other when you squeeze them together. Up here doesn't matter as much, but you will use green tape to hold them together. So right now is where you will take the green tape and wrap it around the top and then start wrapping upwards. So I'm going to start doing that, making sure that the round side of the half round wire is on the outside, and the square side will sit right next to this to the wire. So I usually make a little bit of a a hook to rest underneath my finger, so I have something to grab onto when I start doing the twisting. And then every time I turn it around, I don't bring it quite next to the square wire. I use the pliers to squish it flat. So you can go around at least 3 times, and that way you will have something that's not going to slide away, and it'll look nicer to have 3 or more. And then that little hook that you made originally, you can unwind it, cut it off on the inside where the stone will be touching the square wire. Cut it about halfway. You can see I cut it there, and now I'm just going to squish that in. Now I bring the wires up together, so they're squished together, and then I'm going to continue wrapping around all 10 strands. As remember, each side of the stone that you're setting for your bracelet are separate strands. There's 10 strands in total, 5 for each side. There you have it. Now I'm going to insert the stone. There you go. And then sometimes you need to have tape around the stone and keep it in place before you start wrapping the opposite end, the finishing end. So you have the one side you can do without the stone. It's safer to do it so that the stone is already inlaid in the frame before you start your second set of wraps, because there is a slight chance that it will be tighter because it's measured before the half round wire is incorporated, which makes it a little bit thicker. So if your wraps are really, really precise, it can prevent your stone from sitting in there. So these loose half round ends, generally what I do is take one of the square wires, bring it out to the side, and wrap around it to make some cool half round wrapped sections, and you can swirl that over top. And you need at least 2 strands from each side that will lay on top of your bracelet to hold it tight. Um, and that's what connects the two together. Have fun.